Hello, everyone, and welcome to Week 13 Highs and Lows. I'm the Commissioner, and this is the XFFL updates for the week. Sorry it's a night late. Had some things going on yesterday. Couldn't really get to it, so I apologize for that. But let's go ahead and jump into around the NFL. The two things I really want to point out is, number one, Chiefs got themselves another win. Nice big one against the Raiders. Gives themselves first place in the division, so that's good for me. I like that. What I also like was that the Patriots got themselves a nice little loss this week, and Tom Brady looked quite frustrated by the whole thing. So that made me happy. So we'll see how things go next week because the Chiefs and the Patriots play each other, so it should be an interesting game. I know there's a lot of injury and illness on both sides of the ball, so we'll see how it goes. Hopefully we'll get a better result than we did at the end of last year, but we'll see. All right, so enough about the NFL. Let's talk about the XFFL. So you know what this means, right? With the end of week of 13, that means it's playoff time. So we have our playoff picture that has been set. I have already updated those standings to the league website. But let's talk about the high score of the week. So high score of the week would probably be a surprise to most of us considering how things have been going over the last few weeks. But Coach Wolf and the Wolfpack, they pulled off the high score of the week this week. They were 141 against the Evil Bastages, who scored only 65 points. So, you know, that was not a good game for him. So it worked out really well for Jason. His MVP of the game was Robert Woods, who was 13 for 19 and 172 yards, giving him a total of 31 fantasy points. However, he did have a number of players on the team that put up a pretty good effort this week. So congratulations to Coach Wolf for that. So keep up the good work. Now, move on to dead ass last. So with that, it was all in the same game. So Evil Bastages and Coach Copeland, they put up a real stinker this week, 65 points. And Tyler Lockett was probably the biggest culprit on his team. Even though there was plenty of blame to pass around, he was 0 for 3 and got 0 points. So he giving the big goose. And, none of us like those goose eggs. Now, bench warmer of the week. So that would belong to me. I got spooked by the performance of Jared Goff last week. He's been up and down since I've had him on my roster, and I made a poor decision, put him on the bench, left him on the bench, and he scored 56 fantasy points. He was 32 for 43, 424 yards and 2 touchdowns. So that was a pretty good performance by him, but he has become unreliable and unpredictable, so don't know what to do with him. So I'll just take it on the chin for that one. All right, so let's get into what everybody's wanting to talk about is how the regular season shook out. So let's go ahead and throw a shout out to our division champs, first of all. So in the AFC East, we had Wookiees of the Year with Carter Pittman. AFC West, we had Kickers of Butte with Tony Yan. NFC East was RuPaul's Titans and Carl Pittman. Who knows, we might see a Pittman Bowl when this thing all shakes out. The NFC West was the Marauders and Dan Chase, and the first round buys go to Dan Chase and the Marauders and Carter Pittman and Wookiees of the Year. Yeah, everything shook out, and it was so close. It went down to the third tiebreaker to make that decision. But he got it, so congratulations, Carter. There's some more money in your pocket. That's $75 for that bye week that you get to sit back and relax and enjoy and see who's going to come to you, if it's going to be Kickers of Butte or if it's going to be Miller's Maniacs, because Miller's Maniacs was the wild card. He beat Coach Yan this week going into the playoffs. So those two are going to be matched up again this week. So we'll see if it's going to be a different result or if it's going to be more of the same for Tony Yan and the Kickers of Butte. Now, I talked about it being close. On the NFC side of things, man, it came down to the wire. We had Coach John Lane and the Pylon Pythons. They were in a dogfight with RuPaul's Titans. To see who was going to, win the division or be out of the playoffs. And it came down to the very end of the season, and unfortunately, Coach Lane is out and Coach Pittman is in. Good for him, right? All right. So that leaves us to our matchups for this week. So this is Wild Card Weekend. So we know that Dan and Carter are going to be sitting it out watching. We've got Miller's Maniacs against Kickers of Butte. This is the third meeting for those guys. They've split the wins so far this year, so we'll see how it goes for those guys. And then you have RuPaul's Titans against Kentucky Rednecks. We'll see what happens there, but that should be a very good matchup. And in the Consolation Bowl, which is not really all that great to talk about, but you have me playing the Wolfpack, and you also have the Dirty Birds playing Tennessee Big Guns. So that is our matchups for this upcoming week. So get out there and check your previews, see how you're stacking up against your competition, set your lineups, all those things. Now, the overall last place team this year, and it was close. There was lots to choose from this year, unfortunately, but Milton Tooks, you are the last place, dead-ass last team of the season with a record of 4-9. Me and you both had 4-9, but when it came right down, points 4, I had you on that one. So you are the proud recipient of the pink shirt this year. So we're going to see you wear that proudly at some point, and we're going to make sure to take pictures of it. Now, let's go ahead and talk about some things before we get into the playoffs. I told you that it was close. The complete picture didn't shake out until the end of Monday night. Okay, so Monday night you had me going up against Carter. If I would have won, Tony would have had the first seed, and Carter would have been the would have been the division leader, and Miller would have been the wild card. So here's that was really close. And then on the other side of it, like they said, the NFC, you had John and Carl duking it out, and John had to win, and Carl had to lose for that to happen. Well, John did his part, and Carl, he didn't lose, but he got a tie. And so he basically got knocked out of the playoffs by half a game, which leads me to my point. We keep talking about it and keep talking about it. We got to get those lineups set. If you're not setting your lineups, that is a problem, because you're affecting the outcomes of potential playoff berths. So now it's set, it's all good, but you think about those games and how close it came in each conference for those guys to get in. So make sure that you are setting your lineups. Don't leave those bye week players in there. Don't leave those inactive players in there. If you are going to, the bye week shouldn't be an issue because all the bye weeks are gone, but make sure you're checking the inactives. And if you're not going to be available, call me. I've said it over and over and over. All right, it's not fair to the players that are putting forth the effort. So make sure that you call, let somebody know. We'll watch it for you, but we can't keep track of everything unless you let us know what's going on. So let us know. All right, so enough of that about that for this week. Let's go ahead and say congratulations to everybody that made it in the playoffs this year. It should be a real dogfight because nobody ran away with things during the regular season. So I'm looking forward to see how this whole thing shakes out and getting closer to crowning our 2019 champion in our 20th year. In our 20th season. So that's a significant accomplishment for all of us. So that's it for me. I'm the commish, and I will see you around the league.